Just 1 second.
Go.
All right, everyone, make sure you're on mute, please.
Speaking. Yes, I got.
You need to mute yourself.
Okay, well, I've got it because you all notified.
I see I'm going to have to
later,
mute
apparently.
somebody.
But I'm on Zoom now. I'll tell the judge.
Everyone, just give me a second, please. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Today is a Wednesday. Let's all try to keep it as a Wednesday. Let's not try to make it into a Monday. These are the rules of the 187th District Court. To all of the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. You are not allowed to pick up dates on this screen. If you try to pick up a date, you will be sent back. Also, I'm not a medical doctor, but those masks do not work as chin straps. So you need to make sure you pull them up. To all of the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small the agreement is, you need to put that agreement in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, we need your client's email address. Please do not contact the coordinator for a reset. I'm the only person who can give you a reset. The other thing for people who are here who are accused, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom. Trust me, you will have a chance to speak with your attorney. We will make sure that your attorney gets to Zoom in. Everyone, please use the chat box for conversations. It makes it easier. And when I say use the chat box, I'm talking about defense attorneys. Use the chat box if there's something you need to say to me, or if there's something you need to say to the prosecutors. If there's some sort of agreement that's been reached with prosecutors on a bond, all you have to do is email me, but include the prosecutor in that email so it will not be ex parte. I'm going to call the names of attorneys. Attorneys, that's the order in which you'll appear. If you see that you are low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another court, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another court. However, if you Zoom to another court and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the line. I'm going to open up breakout rooms. When I open them up, they're going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to that breakout room. To those people who are here who are accused, your attorney is going to want to speak to a prosecutor before they speak to you. When they want you to come to a breakout room, they will let me know and you will be sent there. So this is the order of attorneys: Flavio Hernandez, Ray Martinez, Terry Carter, Veronica Legarate, Miguel Hernandez, Stephen Harkowitz, Ed Piker, Andrew Del Cuerto, Vincent Callahan, Alberto Rodriguez, Joseph Statson, Ed Camara, Bill Simmons, Sean Hendrickson, Paul Ballou, Tricia Padilla, Ray Lopez, Eduardo Jimenez, and Matthew Allen. Is there any attorneys whose name that I have missed? All right, to attorneys, when I call your name, I need the name of your client, and I need to know whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. The prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. Think of the breakout rooms as going to the, to your doctor's appointment. When the nurse calls your name, you think doctor's gonna see you right away. But what's happening is your blood pressure is being checked and your weight is being checked. If you leave the breakout room to come back to tell me a prosecutor has not been in that breakout room, when they look at it, it's going to show that that room is empty and they're going to skip over it. As you can tell, we have more attorneys than we have prosecutors on the screen. So they will be moving throughout the rooms. Flavio Hernandez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
It's always an educational experience to see you, Judge.
Oh, well, I hope that's a good thing. Thank you.
We have received an offer, which I believe will be acceptable.
What's your client's name?
Sakala Holes, family violence. Sakala Holes.
How do you spell the last name?
Houellez.
All right. And is your client on the screen?
I don't see him, Your Honor. He's never failed to appear, but I'm having trouble reaching him today.
All right, we'll see if he appears. But I'll send you to breakout room number 2 so you can speak to prosecutors.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ray Martinez.
Good morning, Judge. I have several clients this morning.
Yes.
Mr. Juan Montes is the first one, Judge.
I'm sorry, what's his first name?
Juan Montes.
Okay, and is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Judge. And I just got hired on the weekend and I failed to notify Mr. Rodriguez Alberto, so I'd like to let him know. And I did send him a chat.
I think Mr. Rodriguez may be on. Okay, who is your other client?
Anthony Michael Martinez, family violence.
All right, and who else?
Orlando Rojas, family violence.
Okay, I'm gonna have to rename you. Let me see if I can make some more room because it will only let me write so much in the rename. And you say Orlando Rojas?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3.
I have 2 more, Judge.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? It's not all gonna fit on the name. So I'll send you to breakout room number 3. And when a prosecutor comes in there, if you can just let them know who else you need to see.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Well, you know what? Let me try this. Let me just go by last names. I think the prosecutors will be able to figure it out. So you have
What if we just ask Ray up front if he's trying to work any of his cases out today as a unique day, and then I'd gladly go in there and talk to him.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Maybe
It's
one.
Wednesday.
At least one.
Okay,
He said it's at least one. Okay, so you have Rojas.
one's better than none.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, Ray.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
we'll see what happens.
When you get can I ask a quick question, Judge, whenever you finish with this?
Yes, what is your question?
So I was just informed of this yesterday and I wasn't able to get in contact with my attorney.
Your attorney knows about this hearing, and the only thing that you were informed of was the link, but everyone received notice of this hearing the way they would receive it pre-COVID. Now, if someone's address has changed and they have not notified the court, that is not on the court. That's on the person who did not notify the court of their address change. So just give us a moment, Mr. Johnson.
That's the gentleman for the restitution hearing via the SR.
Right, just give me a moment, Mr. Johnson.
Judge,
Terry Carter.
Can you make me a co-host, Marcus?
Yes, Terry Carter.
Good morning, Judge. I have Jose Martinez, if it's a CTD case, and I've been working with Marcus on it.
Okay, just one moment.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll send you to breakout room number 4. Veronica Legarati.
Yes, good morning, Judge. I have Philip Garcia. It is a CTD case. I have been working with Marcus on this case, but I would like to speak with probation first.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5, and probation will meet you there.
Yes, sir.
Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Judge. I have Julio Bustos. It's a CTD case. It's an MTR. And I just got it, so I have not talked to anybody yet. So I think I need to
How do you
talk.
spell the last name?
Bustos, Bustos,
And is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Stephen Harkowitz.
Good morning, Judge. I have Carlos Hernandez Rodriguez, and he indicates he's on here someplace as iPhone 12. I've been working with Oscar Salinas on this. I've received plea paperwork from Oscar, but I haven't received the court's paperwork. And I sent Norma an email this morning because I thought I sent her my client's email, but I've sent it to her this morning, but I haven't received the court's paperwork yet.
Okay, we'll see if she has the paperwork for you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ed Piker. You're muted, Mr. Piker.
Victor Rodriguez Vasquez, family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
All right, thanks.
All right, Mr. Harkowitz, how is your client listed?
I texted him and asked him that. He said iPhone 12, but I don't see iPhone 12.
I am here.
He's here.
Okay, there he is.
Just one moment. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8
Okay.
with your client. iPhone, if you'll go to breakout room number 8. Stephen Harkowitz, number 8. Norma Ferguson, I need you in number 8. There you are. Andrew Del Cuerto.
Your Honor, I'm here for Rogelio Cardoza. We're still conferring with the state. We conferred with them, I think last week, Judge. He still needs to look at some stuff.
All right, just give me a moment. Okay. Vincent Callahan.
Hi, Judge.
Hello.
Ross Rodriguez, I believe, is also on one of the cases for Ramsey Gonzalez, regular felony. One of them is family violence, the others are regular.
All right, what I'll do is I'll send you to breakout room number 9, and we will get Ross Rodriguez in here.
Thank you.
Alberto Rodriguez.
Your Honor, I was just advised by Raymond Martinez's office that he has been hired on Montes.
Okay.
Juan
All right.
Montes. So I'd
All
like
right,
to be-
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Joseph Stateson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Client Fabian Cedillo, Criminal Trial Division, last name Cedillo.
And I'm sorry, who is it with?
Criminal Trial Division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 10. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
Ed Camara.
Judge, I'm a criminal trial division. I represent Aaron Taylor, Taylor.
Is it AARON?
Yes.
I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Mr. Villegas, Your Honor. It's a
What's his
criminal,
first name?
and it is family violence.
What's his first name?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No problem. We have a
Dave-
lot of people on the docket, so.
Davis Villegas.
Davis.
All right. And you say it's family violence?
Villegas?
You say it's family violence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 12. Sean Hendrickson.
Morning, Judge. How are you doing?
Good morning. Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I've got Michael Ward this morning. He's online as Michael W. It's a family violence case, and we're set for a hearing on some pretrial motions.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 13 to confer with the state. If you all cannot come to any agreements, of course, I'll hear it.
Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, number 13 is the lucky room. Everybody always wants 13. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Paul Ballou.
Judge, I'm present for Mr. Angel Aranda. And we, last time we spoke with the prosecutor, we've reached an agreement, but I guess I need to be sent to a breakout room to confirm it. I believe
All right.
it was 8.
How do you spell your client's last name?
Aranda. First name Angel, Angel.
All right. And is it criminal trial division or family
Oh,
violence?
I'm sorry. It's criminal trial division.
All right. Thank you. I'll send you
Thank
to
you.
breakout room number 14.
Oh, I wanted 13. That was a lucky one.
I know you missed it. You were so close.
So close. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ray Lopez.
Morning, Your Honor. I have Jose Juan Carranza. I'm not sure if he's on the Zoom. I have not had any contact with him thus far.
Okay, how do you spell the last name?
Carranza. And this should be a criminal trial division case.
Carranza.
Carranza. Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 15.
And may I inquire if he's joined us on the Zoom? I've not been able to have contact with him.
We will find out. I don't see him on here, but I give everyone till 10:30.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, I have Antonia Hernandez.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial division, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16.
Thank you.
Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge. Good morning. I have Daryl Simmons. It's a criminal trial division case.
I'll send you to breakout room number 17.
Thank you.
Cecil Bain.
Yes, Your Honor. Beltran Ray, R-A-Y Gomez. It's criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 18.
Happy hump day, Judge.
Oh, thank you so much.
Get a
if
little
we can, whenever you say that, I think of the Geico commercial with the
Yes.
camels coming in.
Get a little smile in the middle of your docket.
Oh, thank you so much, Cecil.
Nice.
All right, you're in 18.
Going, thank you.
All right, Angela Blake.
Morning, Judge. I've got Francisco Perez Guajardo. He's an inmate. It's a family violence and an MTR.
Okay, how do you spell his last name?
Perez, P-E-R-E-Z.
Oh, I thought there was something in between you said.
Francisco Perez Guajardo. It's a hyphen.
Okay, so how do you spell the last name? I can do the Perez part.
Guajardo, G-U-A-J-A-R-D-O.
Oh, okay. No, I got that. And Family Violence Criminal Trial Division?
Yes, or family violence, and it's an MTR, so I would need the probation officer probably as well.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 19. Okay. Here. Suzanne Kramer?
Yes, Judge. I've
Yes.
got Tito Jacobs on an MTR, Criminal Trial Division. I've conferred, not with the prosecutor, but with the probation, and I just need to talk to Mr. Jacobs to let him know what is likely going to happen on his case.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 20.
Thank you.
And is your client in custody? Mr. Jacobs, can you raise your hand for me, please? All right, Mr. Jacobs, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20. Mr. DeWiggins?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Well, I lost it. I'm sorry, Judge. I'm having a bit of a problem today. Ronnie,
what's wrong?
vet issues, my dogs.
It's Ronnie Benson.
Ronnie Benson, Ronnie Mae Benson.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 21.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I hope everything goes okay.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have a plea that's ready on Tricia Padilla.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm present. I don't know if my client is present.
Yeah, I don't see him on here.
I don't see him on here. I know he is at work and he was attempting to take a break, so I will follow up with him.
All right. Now let's go back through. Let me see, all of the prosecutors are in a breakout room. So as soon as they come back, I will take up your case, Mr. Del Cuarto. Yes, Mr. Simmons. You're muted.
I seen that you, I'm sorry, thank you for letting me speak, but I seen that you spoke with my attorney.
Yes.
And I don't know how to get to that courtroom that you, that breakout room that you told us to go to. Do I just sit here and wait? And
Did I call your name and request that you be sent to the breakout room?
no, ma'am, you did not.
That's why you haven't been sent to a breakout room.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this is Flavio Hernandez with Secala Hollis.
Yes.
He is online. I have spoken with Mr. Hollis. I've spoken with the prosecutor, Joe Ray. We have an agreement.
All right, Norma, we'll need an interpreter so that they can go over the paperwork, please. French interpreter. All right, Michael Sawyer.
Let me see if she's available, Judge.
Michael Sawyer.
I am here, Your Honor.
Hi, who do you have?
I have Mr. Tafoya on this morning's docket. We have sent him our letter when I was first appointed. We have had no contact with this individual.
All right, just one moment. Jacob Tafoya.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm calling him to see if he's on the Zoom screen. Is there a Jacob Tafoya here on the Zoom? Michael Sawyer, I give everyone till 10:30 to show up. So
yes,
if you can zoom in and zoom out.
I'll do that for you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
I will. Thank you so much. I'll have a good day. He's not on Zoom anywhere. I told the judge I've had no contact with Jacob Tafoya.
So yes, he's not on the Zoom screen.
Just to check back about 10:30. Your Honor, we'll check back about 10:30, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, I need you to unmute yourself, please, and show your video.
Yes, ma'am. You see me?
Yes, I see you. All right, Mr. Johnson, the reason why you're here is because we have an issue. Saul says you owe them $13,000, $640.70. So that needs to be paid. If you disagree with that amount, then you'll have to get an attorney and we will have a restitution hearing. Do you understand?
Yeah. So
That's a yes.
for the. Yeah, I just have a
No,
question.
that's yes. It's not yeah. It's not no. It's either yes or no.
Yes.
So are you aware of this amount?
Yes.
All right. If you have a disagreement with that amount, then you need to hire an attorney and we will have a restitution hearing. Otherwise, that is the amount that SAWS says you owe. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So are you going to contest that amount?
No. So my insurance is going to be, it's for the fire hydrant.
Yes.
I see. My insurance will be covering that. So I'm fine getting that.
If your insurance has covered that, then what you need to do is give the information of probation so that you won't be charged double for it, okay?
So they haven't covered it yet, but they've been waiting for a bill for it. So they told me that any damage related to the accident, I just talked to them yesterday. They said they will be covering it, but they just need to be provided with the bill.
Okay. What I'm going to do then, if you will remain, I'm going to have probation get with you so that probation can provide you with the bill that they've received from SAWS, and you can take that to your insurance and see if that's acceptable to them. Otherwise, you're going to have to get the bill, on your own, find out what your insurance company will accept as documentation of a bill. You understand?
Yes.
Because otherwise you're going to end up owing that $13,000 if they don't pay for it.
Understood.
All right, so just remain here as soon as probation. She's out of the breakout room. Rebecca?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson has informed me that his insurance company is actually going to pay SAWS for the bill.
Okay.
But his insurance company needs a bill, an invoice. So I don't know if probation has something from SAWS that you can give to Mr. Johnson so that he will have documentation to provide to his insurance company.
Okay. Yeah, I'll email them that.
All right. Do you need to speak with him?
Yeah, let me make sure I have the good email address for him.
All right. If you can go back to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Johnson, if you will go to breakout room number 1, and then after that, Mr. Johnson, you're excused.
Okay, thank you. Do I need to manually go to the breakout room?
There should be an invitation right now for you.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge, this is Tom. Could you put the defendant in custody, Ray Gomez Beltran, into room 18 with his lawyer, please?
Let me see if he's on the screen.
L17, Judge.
L17?
Mm-hmm. He's raising his hand.
Okay, thank you. And what number did you say, Tom?
1818.
All right, Mr. Gomez, if you'll go to 18, please. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor. Or can I get a breakout room with Orlando Rojas? He's in custody.
All right, Ray, if you'll go back to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
And Orlando Rojas, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, please. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge John Foley here on behalf of Jessica Briones. Can I get a breakout room with David Martin when you get a chance?
Yes. I'll send you to breakout room number 2. David Martin, could you go to breakout room number 2, please?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Yes, Judge Terry Carter, I'm back from conferring with regarding Jose Martinez. Might be placed in a breakout room with Mr. Martinez.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He is on bond. He shows on the screen as Jose Martinez.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 4, please. Mr. Martinez, if you'll go to breakout room number 4. Jose Martinez, go to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Anyone else back from the breakout room? Anyone else back from the breakout rooms? All right, everyone, just give us a moment. Brenna, for some reason, it is 1,000 degrees in this office today. All right, Norma, any update on the interpreter?
Judge, I just contacted Maria. She's trying to get a hold of her.
All right, thank you. All right, John Foley, are you back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
To sort of give the court a status update, we had gotten some more time at the last setting to get the report from my forensic expert, and we've gotten that, and I'm providing a copy of that to the state, which I ordinarily wouldn't do, but I think it really could help resolve this case. Anyway, I'm sending that to Mr. Martin today, and I wonder if the court could give him just some time to review it.
All right, your client is not on the Zoom screen.
Judge, I just sent her when I got here. I sent her the link. I had not. Well, I'm going to say I didn't receive it. I didn't see it anyway in my mailbox, and so I asked for another, copy of the link. And when I got that, I came to this room and then I sent it to her. So she's probably, I know she's aware of this setting because she asked me this morning for the link.
Okay, we'll wait for your client to Zoom in.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Michelle Ward.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything that you cannot do if you were physically present in the 187th, you cannot do if you're on Zoom. So that includes sitting and laying in bed.
Okay.
Yes, so get out of bed.
Your Honor,
Yes,
this is Flavia Hernandez about
Yes.
about the Ps and Qs.
yes.
Well, it has come to mean mind your manners, be polite, say please and thank you. But I think you have a teacher perspective, Your Honor. You have a very teacher-like view on life. Ps
Well,
and
thank you. You know, I think that every day you should learn something new, or at least try to.
Amen. Like a shining path.
There you go.
Now, about the Ps and Qs, I do believe the origin is more to the learning how to write. Minding your Ps and Qs refer to where you put the vertical line on a lowercase p or a lowercase q. So you put it to the one side in order to make a P and the other side to make a Q. So it sounds, according to Wikipedia, it sounds like that's the more proper origin for minding your P's and Q's. It's an instruction from a teacher to her students learning lowercase letters on being careful which side of the circle to put the vertical line.
I like that. But you know, here's the problem that we face. Half of the schools don't teach cursive writing anymore, which I find shameful. They don't teach
Right.
that, and they don't
Right.
teach language arts.
Right.
Mr. Foley, your client, Jessica Briones, has just zoomed in. Mr. Martin, how long are you going to need to view the documents that the defense has given to you?
Me reviewing them shouldn't take too long. I don't know how long the report is, but that part shouldn't be in a week or two. But as far as taking that information to the people that will make the ultimate decisions on what happens going forward, I ask for at least 30 days. And hopefully I'll have an answer on where we
Okay,
get.
this is going to be, everyone, this is going to be the last 30-day reset. Because
Okay.
this case has been going on for a while. It was going on before I was on the bench.
Yeah.
So this will be the last reset.
Okay.
So Norma, on Miss Briones, can you give them a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, and we've just been waiting on Mr. Foley's expert, who kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while. So
Okay.
I will put that on the front of my to-do list and
Thank you.
as quick as I can.
He can come back on June 24th, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Foley, we're going to be back on June 24th. State at that time you need to tender an offering. When we come back, Mr. Foley, I'll give you and your client a plea deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we will see you and Miss Briones on June 24th. So you and your client are excused, and I see that she has made it to the Zoom. So Miss Briones, you're excused. We'll see you on June 24th.
At 9 o'clock, Judge.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome.
Your Honor, Cecil Bain, could I make a quick announcement when you have a chance?
Yes, just give me one moment. All right, Mr. Bain, who did you have?
I have Ray Gomez Beltran been conferring successfully. Can you send the message or Mr. or Hunter or Tom to say we accept and we're ready for the paperwork?
Mr. Hunter's here. Mr.
All
There
right.
he is. There he
If you could put in
Sorry
the,
about that.
chat box to Hunter, if you could put in the chat box to Norma, the agreement on Mr. Beltran.
Judge, if Mr. Bain and I could go to the room real quick,
Sure.
please, ma'am.
All right,
Not
Mr.
not
Yeah, Approach
18,
Hunter.
Judge. That's where my client is. Okay.
Okay, sure. Mr. Bain, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 22.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Judge, Mr. Rojas, we tried to go to a breakout room, but unfortunately in the jail, he's got no sound and no video, even though I see his name on the screen. Can we get somebody at the jail to help him out?
Yes. Number, we need help for Mr. Rojas.
Judge, can you tell me what seat he's in?
Just one moment. What breakout room was your client in with you, Mr. Martinez?
3, Judge.
He's CH2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes, Mr. Callahan?
Mr. Morris says that an offer, a package deal offer was made to the previous attorney, Mr. Ross. He didn't show up in the breakout room, which would also, the deal would include the 2 pre-indictments that I'm now on.
All right, just give me one moment. And we will get Mr. Ross Rodriguez here.
They're on their way, Judge.
Yes, and Norma, can you get Mr. Ross Rodriguez here on Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And
Yes, Ms. Kramer?
yes, Judge, on Mr. Jacobs, he's got a counter offer on a recommendation. So I wouldn't mind talking to the state to see if they would agree to it. It's a CTD, so and it's just a burglary of a building MTR. So anybody will do.
All right, you're in breakout room number 23.
Thank you.
Andrew Del Cueto, are you still there?
I am still here, Your Honor.
All right. Is there a prosecutor available?
Well, I've already spoken to Tom, Judge. I spoke to him before we came here today.
All right, so what is happening with Mr. Cardoza?
He would like for me, well, I've spoken to Judge Glenn, who was originally placed in drug court. He would, he is, my understanding from my conversation with Judge Glenn is he is willing to accept him in drug court. I need to figure out what the state wants to do, although Tom's been very, very diligent. And I want my client to have the opportunity to have all of his options available and to have careful consideration to decide what options he would like to choose. If this requires a reset, I understand, Judge, but I'm also requesting and this was a suggestion from Judge Glenn, and we're not saying how you will rule. We're not asking you to rule or asking you to decide the case before it's necessary. But we would appreciate it if you would put him in the Roars class in jail. Judge Glenn said that you knew about it. I'm not quite as familiar as probably you and Judge Glenn are.
All right. Mr. Cardoza, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Mr. Cardoza, how old are you?
21.
All right. This is not on the record, counsel. This is not on the record. What do you want to do with your life, really?
Change.
But what does that mean?
Like do better than I was doing.
All right. So how often have you been using?
I really haven't been using that. Really, I just been staying at home. My girlfriend's been keeping me on a straight path.
No. I mean, here's the thing. You got to meet me with honesty. I've already told you this is not on the record. I would not have sent you to felony drug court if you didn't have a drug problem. So what's your drug of choice?
Heroin, but I haven't been using. I've been smoking weed. That's it.
Well, that's weed. That's it. That's not a good thing. You're on probation. You're not supposed to be doing anything. But I'm being told, and I'm not accepting it as true, but I'm being told that you did not follow the rules and regulations of felony drug court. That's why you're not in felony drug court. And the
Yeah.
reason you're here before me today is because you didn't abide by their rules, you didn't report, and you didn't turn yourself in to the Bexar County Jail. So we have all of these things happening with you. Is he remanded without bond?
Right now, he's remanded without bond, Your Honor. He would like me to ask for a bond, though.
No, I'll let your attorney ask for a bond. I will consider this, but you've been missing. And part of being on probation, part of receiving a bond is the fact that we know that you will actually appear. And your track record is that you won't appear. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a chance to get your head together to decide what you want to do, because the decisions you have are going to be life-altering decisions for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to tell your attorney things that I will consider. Not saying I'm going to do it, but things that I will consider. And then you need to consider those things, because when we come back here, either we're going to have a contested motion to revoke hearing, or either you may go to a treatment program. We will see. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to consider ISF. You need to consider felony drug court. And you need to consider whether or not you want to go to prison. Some people are like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I just want to do my time and go to prison. Now, if you make a decision in your young life that you would prefer to go to prison, I don't have to agree to anything that your attorney and the state agrees to. This probation is a contract with this court. Sometimes I can give people choices. Sometimes I can't. So what I want you to do is to look at your life, look at where you want to go, where you want to be, and you need to make a decision whether or not you want to get clean and sober, or whether or not you want to go to prison, and whether or not you want to spend your life going in and out of prison. One day you wake up, you will find out you spent like a majority of your life in prison. You need to decide whether you want to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Del Cuerto, he's young. I'm going to give him a 30-day reset.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If you want to speak to the state about a bond, of course, I will consider it. But someone who's using heroin, who doesn't report, really shouldn't be out and about, because one, he's shown me that he won't report. And number two, he's using drugs. And Mr. Cardoza, when you use heroin, when you use meth, when you use cocaine, sometimes even when you use marijuana, you never know what you're going to get, and you never know what's going to happen. There are some people who use heroin for the first time and they die, cocaine for the first time they die, marijuana for the first time they die. You understand?
Yeah. The only reason I really realized was because they had killed my baby moms, and that's why I didn't turn myself in.
Nope. Here's the thing. Don't come to me with reasons. You've made choices. When something bad happens in somebody's life, guess what? They have a choice. If they need to talk to someone, then they talk to someone. If they're going to take drugs while they're on felony probation, that's a choice. It's a bad choice, but it's a choice. And if you would have been in felony drug court, guess what? They would have shown you and given tools that you could use for when bad things happen in your life. I guarantee you, everybody on this screen has had something bad to happen to them, had some close family member die. I have. And guess what? I did not go and use drugs. I needed to talk to somebody. I talked to somebody. And that's what you have to learn. Otherwise, you're going to be a 21-year-old going to prison. And guess what? When you go to prison, and even at the Bexar County Jail, everyone tells you what to do every single minute of your day. And the clothes you're wearing, somebody else had those same clothes on another time. And I know they're not using fabric softener at the wash there. And I know that everybody doesn't have underwear that's labeled with their name on it. You get whatever you get. And I know you're not allowed to take a bath. I know it's only showers. I know that when you go to sleep, you can't get up in the middle of the night and say, I got a taste for the ice cream. Let me go to the refrigerator. Every single day is, in order for you. So you need to make a decision, clear your mind. I'm going to give you a chance to think on it. Your attorney will speak to you, but those are things you need to consider. Not saying I'm going to do them, but you need to consider it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
I need a 30-day reset for Mr. Cardoza, and we're going to put it as a contested hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Judge, this is Eduardo Jimenez. When you have a
June
moment,
20 June
I'd like to.
23rd.
Just one moment. Yes.
June 23rd, Judge, in the afternoon.
All right, you're going to come back on June 23rd at 2 p.m.
Okay.
That will be a contested hearing setting. Mr. Del Cuarto, is it something that you and the state have come to an agreement on it? Of course, I will consider it. If it's not going to be a contested, just let the court know, but June 23rd will be his date. And Mr. Cardoza, you need to consider all of those options that I've talked to you about. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And read a book while you're at the jail. I'm sure they have a lot of books on drug addiction. You understand?
Yes.
And Judge, will you consider placing him in the rewards program just in the meantime?
Yes, I will do that. Mr. Del Cuarto, did you want any bond issues answered or heard?
I believe I spoke to Mr. Nesbitt on the issue, and my understanding is he does not want to consider any type of bond.
Okay. And you understand why you're not receiving a bond, Mr. Cardoza?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because I'm a fly risk.
Yes. If you were not, then you would receive a bond. All right. Is Rebecca here?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, may I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Rebecca, Mr. Cardoza is not getting a bond. He's to remain in custody, but see if they can have him placed in the ROARS program so he can start getting his mind together and get in the right frame of mind.
Okay, I'll see him in a breakout room, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cardoza, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. She's in breakout room number 2. Mr. Del Cuarto, you can go to number 2 if you choose, otherwise you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And let me see if I can find you in the box. Just one second, Mr. Cardoza. For some reason, I'm having the hardest time finding you on the screen. Oh, there you are. All right, if you'll go to number 2, please. Deputy, is there an issue with Mr. Garcia? Hello, is there an issue with Mr. Gallardo? Or Guajardo? You're muted.
Sorry, Judge. I think Bustos is supposed to be sitting right here on this computer.
I'm sorry, who?
Bustos?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, this is Robert Maurer. Can I confer with family violence? I'm sorry I wasn't at Atascosa County.
Yes,
On
what
live
is your
doc.
client's name?
Antonio Casablanca.
All right, Mr. Maurer, I'm going to send you, and I appreciate you not driving. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
The docket down here is still, the docket call is still going on.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. All right, thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge, thank you. So in my client's case, it's Antonia Hernandez. She's gone a year without being indicted. So the prosecution hasn't even contacted the victim yet. I'll probably have to file some motions on that issue of, we passed the 180-day mark, so I'll be filing some motions, and I just wanted to
Wait,
ask
let me see. Antonio Hernandez?
Antonia. Yes, Your Honor.
Over here and straighten it out with me and them together, then we can get it done.
It's
You have something-
she's got 2 prostitution charges and an ag robbery.
Okay, why was this set on the docket for a plea? That's my question.
I don't know, Your Honor. I was newly retained on this case, I believe.
I was emailed to set it on the docket for a plea.
All right.
To
That's why it was on the docket, because we do not have pre-hearings unless it's requested.
Oh, okay. I think I might have emailed Ms. Ferguson that Antonia wanted a plea, because that's what Antonia represented to me.
All right, so the next time she wants a hearing, it needs to be set. And then if your client wants to enter a plea, that paperwork needs to be done before it's set on the docket.
Yes, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge Ed Piker,
Yes.
go breakout room with Victor Rodriguez Vasquez, please.
Okay.
He's in custody.
All right, just one moment. You're in number 7.
Thank you.
You said Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Rodriguez Vasquez.
All right, Rodriguez Vasquez, can you raise your hand for me, please? All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, this is Mike Hernandez.
Yes.
I already talked to the state. I need to speak to Mr. Bustos, Julio Bustos.
All right.
On their offer.
Mr. Bustos, if you'll go to breakout room number 6, please. Let me just find you on the screen. Go to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Bill Simmons?
Yes, Your Honor. I have, if I could be, I just got an offer. If I could get into a breakout room with Mr. Villegas, Davis Villegas.
Is he in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Judge. I spoke with him. Should be logged on.
All right, Mr. David Villegas, where are you? David Villegas.
I think he's under LG.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12. Thanks, Brenna.
Judge, Mike Hernandez, could you send me to breakout room 6 with my client?
You can go to breakout room number 6 because that was your previous room.
Oh.
If you were, or did you zoom out on me?
No, I had to zoom out.
Okay, let me send you to 6 then.
I had to answer to the 186, but the judge isn't there. He was ill this morning or something.
All right.
Thank you.
I sent you to number 6. Thank you.
Judge.
Norma, any update on Ross Rodriguez?
No, not yet, Judge. Give me 1 second.
All right, Stacy Cross.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes.
I have Raul Suarez. He should be here. Is he in the waiting room?
No, there's no one in the waiting room.
Oh,
He's
weird.
listed as moto stylist, so he's here.
Oh, he is here. Okay, good.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division. Tom, can I go to breakout room with Tom?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. And to the prosecutors, we have Joseph Stetson and number 10, he's waiting for criminal trial division. Sean Hendrickson, criminal trial division. Ray Lopez, criminal trial division. Matthew Allen, criminal trial division. Everyone just give me a moment, please.
Judge, when you have a moment, can I see you in a breakout room? It's Rebecca.
Yes. All right, Rebecca, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone, just give me a moment. And Mr. Callahan, I appreciate your patience. We're trying to get Mr. Rodriguez in here.
Thank you.
Judge, can I get a breakout room with one of my other clients, please?
She'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, anyone else back from breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can I get a breakout room with my other client, Juan Montes?
All right, Juan Montes. If you go to breakout room number 3, please, and if you go back to 3, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, Judge.
Anyone else back from breakout room?
Yes, Judge. Can I go in a breakout room with my client, Raul Suarez? I believe he's under Moto G Stylus.
All right, just one moment. If you'll go back to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
Anyone else back from the breakout rooms?
Yes, Judge, I am. I've come to an agreement with the state. We're going to be amending conditions on Philip Garcia.
All right, if you'll put that, the agreement in the chat box to Ferguson.
Judge, we're withdrawing this one, so we don't need any paperwork.
I just need to go in a breakout room with him.
Okay, who is your client?
Philip Garcia.
All right, Rebecca, I'm gonna remove you to number 4. And Veronica, was your client in custody or no?
No, ma'am.
And is he just listed as Philip?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll go to number 4, please, Philip. And Mr. Hernandez, your interpreter is here.
Thank you. And Judge, may I be excused? I believe they're going over the conditions with him at this.
Judge, and that's not the interpreter for Mr. Hernandez. That's the interpreter for Joseph Acevedo.
All right, we're waiting for your interpreter, Fabio.
And that's for
Merci beaucoup.
De nada. Yes.
And Judge, can we make an announcement on Angel Aranda?
Oh, I'm sorry, Flavio. That was Spanish. D'accord. All right. Yes. Who are you making an announcement on, Marcus?
Defense attorney is Paul. Baloo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Defendant is Angel Aranda. We have an agreement. Mr. Blue has a doctor's appointment, so he wanted to see if we could recall it for a plea at a later date.
Yes, Jeff. I'm the one that stepped in. I emailed, I guess, Norma, and I stepped in a hole and they read the x-rays. We had some flooding the last couple of days and I stepped in a hole and turned my ankle, but the x-rays were inconclusive, so they wanted me back at the doctor at 10:30 if possible.
Well, I mean, can't you just shake that off?
I have, and it's swelling up right now. That's what worries me.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a strained tendon. But
All right.
we've reached an agreement, pre-deferred, Your Honor.
All right. Are you able to come back this week?
What day would you like? Oh, I'm sorry. I have, we actually have our first final docket call in Wise County, where I'm in Decatur, where we're announcing for our first jury trial June 6th. So I can do
When is
Friday. That tomorrow. We're just announcing, but I have to be present inside the courtroom here.
All right. And where is Wise County?
It's actually Decatur. It's about 40 miles north of Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're saying we're wise. We're having in-person hearings. That's all I have. All right.
One of our judges passed away because he was having in-person hearings, about 6 months ago. So, it is what it is.
Norma, are you able to come back on Friday? Mr. Ballou?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I am, Judge. If y'all are, or Monday, or whatever's convenient for the court.
All right, we'll recall you back then on May 21st for a plea.
Okay. And will I get a Zoom in? It'll be by Zoom, correct, Your Honor?
Yes, it will be by Zoom.
And just a quick question, since I'm out of county, how do we do the probation papers? Do they send them to me and I take them down and get fingerprinted here? Or
no, probation will take care of that. It's all
Okay.
done on Zoom.
Oh, okay, thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Aranda, you're going to be back by Zoom on June 21st for your plea.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too. I hope your ankle's okay. In the West, they would just put a splint on it and call it a day.
Well, I duct taped it last night, so hopefully I didn't do any more damage.
Okay.
This is kind of the West.
All right. Good luck. Hopefully your ankle's okay.
All right, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. And
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Marcus. Bye-bye.
Stephen Harkowitz.
Judge, can you put the interpreter, Sergio Cano, with Joseph Acevedo and the inmate, Joel Hernandez, in a breakout room so they can go over paperwork?
Joseph Acevedo isn't here.
He said he was here.
No, there's no Joseph Acevedo on this Zoom screen. Yeah. Joseph Acevedo hasn't checked in. All right, who's the prosecutor on Carlos Hernandez Rodriguez?
I am, Judge.
All right, and just a reminder to everyone, the people who are waiting to see prosecutors, Joseph Stetson for Criminal Trial Division in 10, Sean Hendrickson for Criminal Trial Division in 13, Ray Lopez, Criminal Trial Division in 15, Matthew Allen, Criminal Trial Division in 17. And then with that, I will take up the next plea.
Judge, this is Hunter.
Yes.
I've been speaking with Joseph Acevedo about his client, and he has all the paperwork. I'm not sure why he's not here.
All right, thank you. Is your client in custody or on bond, Mr. Harkowitz?
He's on bond, Your Honor.
Carlos Hernandez Rodriguez, where are you?
I'm over here.
How are you listed on the screen?
iPhone 12.
I just see it says iPhone on there.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 5663, State of Texas versus Carlos Hernandez Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Oscar Salinas for State, Texas.
for the defense?
Stephen Harkowitz.
And are you Carlos Hernandez Rodriguez?
Yes.
We're
Yes, Your Honor.
proceeding by Zoom because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes,
I
Your
have,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendants' Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with is fraudulent possession of credit or debit card? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he is, Your Honor, and was at the time of the offense.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Hernandez Rodriguez, we've discussed the potential immigration consequences. He is he does have permanent resident alien status.
All right, just one moment. Mr. Harkowitz, did you advise your client of the consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
It did, Your Honor.
Do you believe he understands the immigration consequences of entering a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, did your attorney advise you of the consequences of entering a plea of guilty or no contest in this case as it relates to immigration, your immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, in the denial of naturalization.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the immigration consequences of entering a plea in this cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, is English your first language?
No, Spanish.
Were you able to understand all of the documents that have been presented to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you speak fluently the English language?
50-50. I went to school, but I understand a little bit English, and I can read English too.
All right. So did you understand all of the documents that have been presented by your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you able to communicate sufficiently with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is to be assessed at $1,000. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration CM 63961. There's to be restitution under cause number 2020 CR 5663, which is this cause number. Did you understand that as the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 40 hours of community service restitution, and the felony theft class. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge. State offers what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments as evidence.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. I have no objection to proceeding.
All right, I have a question. State.
Yeah.
The complainants that are listed in the police report are only 5 people.
Correct.
Are there other people? Because your restitution is sent to the victims under 2020 CR 5663. So are those the only people?
I don't have any other additional people listed, but I'm assuming if those card numbers were to come back to other people and those people weren't reimbursed, then I guess they would have a right towards restitution. But usually in these cases, when a fraudulent charge is made on a card, the bank reimburses the consumer. So,
All right, well, I'm just trying to figure out who to list as restitution to be payable to, so that he will know.
okay. Then no, I don't have any additional people besides the people listed.
All right, defense, do you just want the court to say that restitution to complainants listed?
Chismoso. Roll up the windows, but not all the way.
What do you say, defense?
Yes, that's fine, Judge. The restitution, if any, to the listed persons.
All right, Rebecca,
Yes, ma'am.
will probation be able to figure out the names of the complainants? There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listed here, but according to what I've read, the defendant had 20 cloned cards.
No, we would only have access to the ones listed if once we receive the report.
All right, so I'm going to put the names as, then it would be the people that you would potentially owe money to, Mr. Rodriguez, would be JP Morgan Chase, Randolph Brooks, Mario Villarreal, Lorraine Rodriguez, Virginia Landon, Michelle Rangel, and Joe Vasquez. That's what I see in here. And also potentially Circle K. I will list those as the names that you owe restitution to, if any. If there's some disagreement on the restitution amount, then we can take that up at a restitution hearing. Does that sound fair to everyone?
Yes,
Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Salinas, if there's someone else that's listed in the police report that I am missing, if you will let the court know, and we'll have a restitution hearing on that as well. All right, this is what the court will do then. Well, before I say that, Mr. Rodriguez, why were you doing this?
Ma'am, I was in a truck that it was mine. I did not know that was there.
Let's stop with that, because I've read everything. I've read you went to the Circle K to use the money. So let's.
That was the only one that I used, ma'am, because when I was in Houston, I lose my job, I lose everything. My wife, you have a topic.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There are plenty of people who've lost their jobs, but guess what? They don't go out cloning cards. They're going to want you to do this theft course. Honestly, I could teach you the theft course in probably like 2 seconds, which is don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. People work hard for what they have. And the last thing they want is somebody taking money that is not theirs.
I understand, Your Honor.
Everybody out here, guess what? When you lose a job, you know what you do? Continue to search for another job, collect cans, because for some reason in the United States, we litter, which is one of my pet peeves. But there are plenty of cans that you can collect and go get money. They have different food banks. They have churches. Now, if you're trying to live beyond your means and you want to live in the mansion, then yeah, we're not going to be able to help you with that. But there's plenty of places for you to get food. There's plenty of places for you to get help with your rent. So stealing is just something that you chose to do. And every last one of these people, guess what? They now got to go through their credit history, got to go get other credit cards, got to realize who may have my home address because of what you did. So let's not come to the court acting as though your hands are clean and they are not.
No, I'm not clean. No, I'm not clean, Your Honor.
All right. And when I say not clean, I don't mean with soap and water, because I think if anything, COVID has taught us we need to wash our hands more. So do you have any children? How are you supporting yourself now?
I'm working right now, moving and mechanic. I have 2 jobs.
Okay, see, you could have got jobs before stealing, but we are where we are and we're going to take care of that. Okay, so do you have children?
Well, my wife right now, she have a topic pregnant, and right now she's pregnant.
All right, don't act like your wife is doing this all on her own.
No, because she's not working. She have a topic. They remove. She got a surgery. They remove I forgot the name. A Trump roof. They removed something on her because when she got the topic pregnant, the baby got stuck on the. I forgot the name.
All right, you need to know this. You and your wife are supposed to be in this together. as
No,
a
no.
partnership.
In Spanish, I know the name, but in English, I do not know it.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine. That'll be probated. Take in consideration CM 63961, restitution, if any, to Circle K, Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, Mario Villarreal, Lorraine Rodriguez, Virginia Landa, Landa, Michelle Rangel, Joe Vasquez, okay, why do they have the state of Texas listed as the victim? Was there something to do with some government agency? Does anyone know?
No, Judge.
Okay. Proof of employment. Within 20 days. No employment with vulnerable persons. So what that means is you can't work for a home health care provider or do anything that involves supervision of children. And he's not to work in any type of job where he has access to people's credit cards. So you're not to work at any cash register. You're not to take any money from anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The felony theft class. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. So if something happens to your Zoom, you can report in person. And there'll be regular UAs, or you can do the patch. The patch is easier in the sense that you don't have to report so often for the regular UAs, but the patch is a financial burden for some. And there'll be 40 hours of community service restitution, or you can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am.
Judge, there is one issue that needs to be addressed. Mr. Hernandez lives over in Houston, Harris County. So he was requesting that his probation be transferred to Harris County.
All right, I'll put on here transfer to Harris County.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to send you to a breakout room so that probation can go over conditions with you. Mr. Harkowitz, you can go to the breakout room with your client if you wish, and you all are both excused from that room. And I'm sending you all to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Joseph Acevedo?
Judge, I need to report back.
Just one moment. Joseph Acevedo, where are you?
I'm right here, Your Honor.
All right, who's your client?
We're working on a plea on Hernandez, Joel Hernandez.
Okay, my understanding was that you needed the interpreter. The interpreter is here.
Right, to go in, he's an inmate, to go in to go over his plea paperwork.
Yes. So, Mr. Hernandez, are you L7? I'm sorry, L1? I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And if the interpreter could go to 2, and Mr. Acevedo, if you could go to 2.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Camara.
Judge, on Aaron Taylor, Mr. Taylor is in the courtroom, and I've discussed it. We've set up a competency evaluation, a meeting for next Monday, the 24th.
Yes.
With Dr. Jumas. Dr. Jumas is going to do it by Zoom from the magistrate courtroom. So what I've done is I've instructed Mr. Taylor to meet me at the magistrate court next Monday at 1:30 so he can be interviewed by Dr. Jumas. He's still in the courtroom. I'm wondering, I've given him the information and he's written it down, but I'm wondering if someone from the court staff could maybe give him some kind of a reset form outlining that information so to make sure he knows it's official. He has to be there next Monday at 1:30 at the magistrate court for a competency evaluation.
Just one moment. Ms. Ferguson?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Taylor, can you have a reset form done for him? Mr. Taylor, you're going to have to go to the magistrate's court. They're going to give you a date for you to appear. What date is that, Mr. Camara?
May 24th at 1:30 p.m.
All right, Mr. Taylor, you're going to be in the magistrate court on May 24th. We're going to give you a setting form so you'll know where you need to be, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Norma, when can we recall this case? Do we need 30 days on that?
Yeah, Dr. Jumas will probably need at least 30 days after the 24th.
All right, thank you. I'm just waiting for the court coordinator to give me a date.
Oh, I thought I was on mute, unmuted. It's the 30th, Judge.
June 30th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Taylor, you're going to be back in this courtroom on June 30th, but we're going to give you a setting date for the magistrate's court. And to the courtroom, could you let him know where the magistrate's court is, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Taylor, we're going to give you a date, and the date that we're going to give you 2 dates. One date is for you to go to the magistrate's court, and then one date will be for this court, okay? So you're going to see the magistrate on May 24th.
May 24th.
And they're going to give you a document so you can remember that. And then you're going to come back to this court on June 30th, okay?
Okay.
And
I just said biker.
Just one second. Mr. Taylor? Mr. Taylor?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I'm going to need you to make sure that you keep all your appointments with pretrial, okay? They
Yes,
said they've
ma'am.
been trying to contact you and they can't get in touch with you.
Well, my grandbaby broke my phone, so I'm about to get another phone. But I use my brother as emergency aid, Taylor.
Is it Aiden Taylor?
A-B-E, Taylor.
All right, Norma, can you get someone from pretrial services to Zoom in, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What I'm going to do is, because they gave me a violation report, they're saying they're having troubles getting in touch with you. I'm going to have them Zoom in so you can talk to them and give them the contact information for your brother, because
Yes.
he's not listed on the report that I have. So they don't
Okay.
have a way to get in touch with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to have 2 dates to remember.
Yes.
The first is for the magistrate's court. That's May 24th.
Mm.
And then this court is June 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Camara, do you have his contact information to get in touch with him?
Yes, I have his brother's information. Could you just emphasize that the magistrate court next Monday is at 1:30 p.m., not 9?
It's going to be written down for him, so he'll have it.
Okay. I just want to make sure that, because I do have trouble getting things straight with him.
All right. We'll put it in the reset form. Ms. Ferguson, can you put it in the reset form that the magistrate's court is at 1:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Mr. Taylor, I'll meet you at the magistrate court.
All right. And who is listed as LG Stylo number 6? Could you unmute for me, please? The person in the red polo shirt.
That's me, ma'am. David Villegas.
All right, Mr. Villegas, how old are you?
29, ma'am.
All right, did I not announce the rules at the beginning? Were you here at 9 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I am here.
All right, and so my rule was you cannot do on screen what you can't do in the courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what were you doing that you could not do in the courtroom?
I was work.
Nope.
I'm not supposed to be at work in the courtroom, ma'am.
Nope. You know you were smoking. So here's the thing. Yes. So I'll see you in the 187, 300 De La Rosa. So you need to come in person to the courtroom. You just lost your privileges to appear on Zoom. So whomever is driving you, that's where they need to take you.
Is that right
Either
now,
you
ma'am?
can take via.
Is that right now?
Yes.
All right, Judge, I'll be there.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
if I may, I represent Mr. Villegas. This was our first setting with him. We just got an offer from the state prior to putting it on the, prior to them deciding to maybe put it on a trial docket. We were asking for a reset so he could consider his options in terms of the offer that's been conveyed.
Okay. Mr. Villegas,
Yes, ma'am.
on your drive to 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor, 187 District Court, you need to consider your options. I'll see you here.
Your Honor, if I may, so when he gets there, will we be, or is the court inclined to do a reset, or will he need to make a decision today before we decide how we want to move forward, Judge?
Well, he's driving, the person, he has the window down. I'm sure he can clear his head, and I will listen to whatever needs to be listened to. Excuse me.
Yes, Judge. Judge, is it okay if I check in with another court while he's on his way, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Ma'am, is there a time that I have to be there by?
Where are you coming from? Are you in Bexar County?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. I'm in Bexar County.
Okay, so there you go. You can go throughout Bexar County in a reasonable amount of time. And if you don't want to take the freeway, I learned from taking the VIA bus that Fredericksburg runs throughout Bexar County. But if you were not smoking on screen, we wouldn't have the consequences that we have now. So I'll see you then. All right.
Ed Piker.
Yes, Mr. Piker.
If I could be put back in a breakout room with Joe Ray Garcia, please. He's in family violence.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 8. Joe Ray, if you can go to 8, please. Cecil Bain, and then we'll find Mr. Callahan. We're gonna find Ross Rodriguez. Just give me a moment. Cecil Bain?
Yes, Your Honor, if my paperwork is done and sent to the jail, may I go to a breakout room with my client, Ray Beltran?
Okay, let me see what breakout room you were in.
I think it might have been 18, Judge.
It's 21. So if you'll go to 21, and Mr. Gomez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 21. Let me find you on the screen. Everyone, just give me a moment. Beltran Gomez, where are you?
I'm sorry, Judge, were you calling me?
No, I was not. Yes, give me an update on Ross Rodriguez, please. If not, we may have to put Mr. Callahan on all the cases.
Okay, Judge, I just called the office and they were texting him because he's here in the courthouse somewhere. So they're calling him.
All right, thank you. And the other person is Beltran Gomez. They say he's in custody, but he's nowhere on the screen.
Beltran Gomez, give me 1 second.
Thank you. All right, Suzanne Kramer?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I need a breakout room with the DA to see if they would agree to recommending to you our counteroffer.
All right, Suzanne Kramer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's CTD.
And what is your client's name?
Tito Jacobs. Yeah, I had chatted you, but I know we don't always look at our chats.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
May I approach, Judge?
Judge?
Yes, just one second. Ray Lopez?
Yes, Judge. Judge,
Yes.
State on State versus Jose Juan Carranza, I've conferred with Hunter. He said he's going to be dismissing this matter today and sent it to the clerks. Are we excusing this matter? Or?
Just one moment. Let me see if I have signed that. Hunter, did you send Jose Carranza to me for dismissal?
I'm going to forward it to you right now.
All right.
Judge Boyd, can you enable screen sharing so I can go over paperwork with my client?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, as soon as I receive that, then you and your client are excused. I will sign it. Everyone, I'm appreciating your patience on this Wednesday. Just give me a moment. All right, yes, I have signed it.
Thank you, Judge. Are we excused?
Yes, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judge, this is Mike Hernandez.
Just one moment.
Okay, man.
All right, Terry Carter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We
What are you
sent
here
the-
for?
I apologize. I had a delay on the speaker. Jose Martinez, we've signed the paperwork. We're ready to move forward on the motion to revoke. We have an agreement.
Okay. All right, as soon as I have the papers on that, we'll start.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, James DeWiggins.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, what is happening with your client?
I still need to confer. I was in the other room for a while and nobody came in, and then I got a call from another court. So
What's your client's name?
Benson.
CTD
Mr.
or criminal trial division?
It's an
I'm sorry.
NTR.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
I don't remember, Judge, to be honest with you. I believe it's criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 9. Sean Hendrickson.
Yes, Judge. I conferred with Marcus, and we had two motions. The motion for my client to travel so that he could work or continue working in Louisiana. Marcus said that he would agree to that. He is not agreeing to the no contact order, so it sounds like we need a hearing on that, Your Honor, and we're ready whenever the court is on that.
Okay, just give me a moment. So on Michael Ward, the permission to travel, I will sign that and that will be placed in the system. On the modification of the no contact order, just give me one moment for that, please.
Okay.
Who are the parties on Jose R.C. Martinez?
Terry Carter, Judge, and I was working with Marcus on that case.
All right, is there anyone able to take this from the states? Because I believe Marcus is in a breakout room.
Sure, Judge, I can do it.
All right, thank you.
I don't recall, Judge, anything unusual about this plea agreement.
What are you all pleading true to?
We're pleading true to number one, and we have an agreement, which I can let Hunter
What is the
know.
agreement? If you could chat it to Mr. Morris, please.
I shall.
Thank you. All right, the court is going to call 2018 CR 13170, State of Texas versus Jose Arce Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris for the state.
For the defense?
Terry Carter for Mr. Martinez.
And are you Jose Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Jose R.C. Martinez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 13170 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on October 17, 2019 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
And Judge, this is Marcus Sanders. I'll sub in for Hunter for the state. Condition number one, on or about the 6th day of March 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jose R.C. Martinez, committed the offense of resisting arrest, search, or transportation in violation of condition number one.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive the rest.
Any objections to the waiver?
No objection to the waiver, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number one, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number one true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, there is. We are asking that you deny the motion, alternate amend to order intensive outpatient and a hostility management / aggression control course through probation.
That is defense's understanding of the agreement, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
I am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, you haven't been doing well on probation. What is your problem?
I mean, I had this incident. Other than that, I'm caught up with my dues.
No, here's the thing, you're picking up new cases.
I
So
apologize.
what's your problem?
I don't have an answer for that, Your Honor. I don't want to say something and it be a lie.
Do you want to go to prison?
No, I don't.
Then you're gonna have to start doing better, because if you don't make better choices, there's a potential for you going to prison for 20 years. Do you understand?
I understand.
Every decision you make from here on out, you could potentially go to prison for 20 years. So when you get ready to make a decision, you need to ask, is this something that could result in me potentially going to prison for 20 years? You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
So why do you all think he needs intensive outpatient treatment?
That was my recommendation, Judge, based on the offense report in the new cases and the case that he's on deferred for. It seemed like alcohol was an issue, or at least alcohol was involved in both of the offenses.
All right, Mr. Martinez, you know you're not to drink alcohol while you're on probation. You understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
If you drink alcohol while you are on probation, a motion to revoke will be filed. Those are the rules.
Yeah.
Whether alcohol is legal or not, you're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on this probation. You understand?
Understood, Your Honor.
Have you ever had any treatment for alcoholism?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Are you employed?
I'm disabled, Your Honor.
All right. So that means that you will have time to do this intensive outpatient treatment with probation. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include hostility aggression course and intensive outpatient treatment with probation. All right. Is there anything else from either side?
Just briefly from defense, Your Honor, is Mr. Martinez to report to probation today?
Probation will let them know when he needs to report.
Understood. He has he's disabled because he has congestive heart failure. He's having symptoms that are leading him to believe that he needs to get to the ER. So we were just asking that he be able to report tomorrow if possible so he can get to the doctor.
All right, just let probation know.
I shall. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Martinez, let me see what breakout room you were in. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. Probation, if you could go to number 4, and after that, you all are excused. And Mr. Martinez,
yes, ma'am.
Definitely with heart issues, you should not be drinking alcohol, period, anyway. You understand?
I understand.
All right. You know,
thank you so much.
Go forth as though you want to live long, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, may I approach real quick?
Just one moment.
Sure.
Ray Martinez.
Judge, I wanted to address the court on Kendall Blunt. I think he was only brought back today to monitor discovery issues.
I'm sorry, who?
Kendall Blunt. We just
All
had.
right. I don't know why everybody, is it me, Brenda, or is everyone whispering today?
They're kind of fading out.
All right. You know, it's like when you're at an event or something and people are whispering, I'm like, I can't hear. This is not a spy situation. All right. So on Kendall Blunt, what page he is on.
I think he's on the recall.
All right, thank you. All right, so what's going on with discovery?
Judge, there's an issue of an outstanding autopsy report. We don't expect it to be ready today. We just addressed this matter at his bond hearing less than 2 weeks ago, and the state said it wasn't ready yet. I've conferred with David Martin. I'm sure it's still not ready. I filed a motion regarding his bond, another new motion that probably hasn't come across your desk yet, and I'm ready to wait until we address that. I think there's issues with the autopsy. It's not a simple case, and I think they're going to take a while. I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Blunt, Can you give them a reset date in 30 days? And by that time, I'm gonna want the autopsy report for you to have it.
30th, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on him on June 30th for
Judge,
autopsy.
And if I can get back in line on a couple of other cases I've got.
All right, just 1 second. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Ray, why do I have a motion to appoint an attorney on appeal from you?
Because I'm retained on Mr. Blunt, Judge, but he doesn't have the resources to pay for an appeal as well as paying for me to.
Okay, is there some case that's up on appeal?
No, Judge, I wanted to appeal the court's bond reduction ruling.
And you can't file an appeal and do that?
Certainly I can, Judge, but his resources are limited. A murder charge is a lot of work, and to do the appeal as well, he doesn't have resources to cover all that.
Okay, just give me a moment on that. I'll address that issue. Well, I'll put that on the docket as well. So come back on June 30th, whatever motions you want the court to hear, the court will hear them at that time. Are there any motions that you have that require witnesses?
No, Judge, other than Mr. Blunt, no.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll come back on June 30th at 9 a.m. We'll come back for motions and discovery. Okay, Mr. Sean Hendrickson or Mr. Ward,
Yes, Your Honor.
who is the prosecutor on this case?
I was speaking with Marcus.
All right, Marcus, are you ready to proceed on this motion to modify the no contact order?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Ward, I need you to unmute and I need you to show your video.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Court is calling NITMAG number 612332, State of Texas versus Michael Ward. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Sean Hendrickson for the defense.
And are you Michael Ward?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Ward, do you have any objections with us hearing this by video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, you filed a motion to modify the no contact order. State, have you had a chance to review that document?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Your Honor, I'd like to call as a witness Michelle Ward. I believe that she's on the Zoom as well.
Ms. Ward, I need you to unmute and show your video. All right, Ms. Ward, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Amy Michelle Ward.
All right, defense. And before we proceed, defense, are you going to ask her questions concerning the charge?
No, Your Honor.
All right, because if she's going to say something that's different than what she's given and whatever statement she's given, then she's going to need an attorney appointed to her. So you're not going to ask her any questions about that?
That's not my intention, Your Honor.
All right.
I will, Judge. Just a heads up.
All right, well, if that's going to happen, then she's going to need an attorney if she is planning on saying something that is not in the police report. So, Mr. Hendrickson, are you able to come back this afternoon and we will take this up?
What time, Your Honor?
2, and we'll put you up first.
I'm double checking my calendar. I actually have a meeting that starts at 2 o'clock, Your Honor. We're in the process of buying a home and it concerns that. I'm available at 3 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you at 3. And Norma, Ms. Ward is going to need an attorney. Ms. Ward, if you'll remain on the screen, we'll see if we can get an attorney appointed to you as a witness.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And may my client and I be excused until 3 o'clock, Your Honor?
Yes, and Ms. Ward, if you can stay on, please. All right, Joseph Stateson.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
I conferred with ADA Hunter. Let me see if I can turn down my volume on County Court A. I turned it down. On Fabian Cedillo, we don't have a plea offer yet. There are 3 unindicted theft cases. We don't have any discovery on those. And the prosecutor mentioned that the offer will be based on the theft cases, and they're waiting to hear back from a detective.
All right, we're going to come back on June 30th.
May Mr. Cedillo and I be excused, and Mr. Cedillo is present.
Yes, you both may be excused.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Mr. Stateson, before you go, are you appointed on those new cases as well?
That is Joanne De Oyo. She is on those cases. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right.
And the one on the phone call.
Okay. Ross Rodriguez, where are you?
Hi, Judge.
Hi, we've been waiting for you.
How you doing, Judge?
Great. I'm sending you to a breakout room with Vincent Callahan on your client, Mr. Ramsey.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm sending you to breakout room number 10.
I'm not able to be on Zoom. I'm actually on the phone, Judge.
Oh, it'll show you to number 10. It'll click for you to go to number 10. It's just that when you come back to the main room, you're going to have to call again.
All right, Judge. Sounds good.
All right. Our expert in that is Ed Piker.
I think you can hit
Thank you, Your
pound
Honor.
to come back.
Okay. Hit pound to come back.
Yes.
Judge,
So
could
he
you
sits to
ask
the breakout room.
Mr. Benson to go to room 9? He's in custody.
All right. Let me find him on the screen.
I already put him in 9. He just needs to.
Okay. Mr. Benson, I need you to go to breakout room number 9, please. All right. Flavio Hernandez.
Yes, Judge.
It's a shame, but I won't be able to hear my French from the French interpreter today. She's taking depositions, but she will be available Thursday.
That's fine, Your Honor.
But it'll be
Right.
in the afternoon, Judge.
It'll be in the afternoon.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Zakala. Let's see if he's on here. He is here. All right. Do you have contact information for your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. Let him know to be here Thursday at 2 p.m.
I will.
and we'll have the interpreter here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your patience.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, anyone else available? Or ready?
Judge, I'm ready. Matthew Allen on Daryl Simmons.
Yes.
I talked to Norma. I guess the case has already been referred to Mag Court for the bond hearing.
Yes.
So I'll get with Mag Court for that bond hearing. I did confer with the prosecutors, but we didn't reach an agreement on the bond. Really, I just need to get a hearing from magistrate court for his bond.
All right, if you contact them, they'll put it on the docket ASAP. My understanding is they have openings.
Okay. And could I be placed in a breakout room with Mr. Simmons just to kind of explain what's going on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me see what breakout. You were in room number 17. If you could go to 16, and Mr. Simmons, if you could go to 16, please. And after you speak with your client, if you can have them come to the main room. Everyone, just give me one moment.
For now, be right back. It's Rebecca.
Okay.
Miguel Nahara?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Mr. Gavino Vada. We were here on a bond motion, Judge. I believe my client should be present. I sent him the information. I'm having trouble doing gallery view, so I'm trying to go.
Okay,
through.
what bond information are we here for Mr. Vara?
And I had been conferring with Mr. Nisbet. He is on full house arrest right now, Judge. This was a case where he was, if you recall, he was eventually let out on bond. You gave him partial house arrest so he could work and attend church. And then at one point, there was an issue where he cut his monitor off, but immediately went and turned himself into the jail. And you were kind enough to reinstate his bond once you heard all the conditions of, well, basically the facts surrounding the incident. At this point, I filed the motion to amend the conditions of his bond, just requesting that he be allowed to work again, Judge, and attend church. I put them separately in case this honorable court only wanted to grant one or the other. I've spoken with Mr. Nisbet, who just stated they have no opposition to the motion, Judge.
All right, so let's do this. I'll allow him to work. I see you've attached the proof that he has employment.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Vara, where are you?
Right here, ma'am. Right here, Your Honor.
Mr. Vara?
Yes.
I'm just going to allow you to work for now.
Okay, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Nahara, we'll see how he does on the working. And then if he does well on that, then you can always come back for issues about the Templo La Hermosa.
For the church.
My understanding is that they do that by Zoom now. So you can go to work. State, is there any problem with him going to work with proof that he has employment?
No, Judge. I mean, it was, I guess, a graded punitive issue to go back to full house arrest. And yes, I did request that Mr. Nahara place it back on the docket so that the court could redress that based on the defendant, complying with the full house arrest and returning to partial.
All right, Mr. Barr, we're going to see how you do on work. And then if you do well on that, then we'll consider other things. But for now, it's going to be work only, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Don't mess up on this again, all right?
Yes, Your Honor, I won't. Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Nahara, if you come back in 30 days, then I'll reconsider, the church.
Understood, Judge. Thank you very much. My client and I be excused.
All right, and Mr. Vara, you can still do church by Zoom, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
And you can still pick up a Bible and read it.
I got one right here, Your Honor, right here. I got it with me all the
Okay,
time.
all right. You know, when my grandmother sent me off to college, she's like, I don't have money to give you, but here's a Bible.
Yes,
So,
Your Honor.
all right, have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Callahan, you had a chance to speak with Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez with Ross.
He's online, Your Honor. I believe he's going to need some time. He hasn't done discovery on the case. He's just recently retained as of, I believe, Monday, asking for a week. In my opinion, the cases would be resolved, but anyway.
All right, he's zooming back in. Just give me one moment. Mr. Rodriguez, Ross.
Morning, Judge. Again, I spoke with Dennis, Your Honor. He explained to me exactly what's going on. However, Judge, I would like to request at least a week, Your Honor. I just got retained on Friday and submitted a notice on Monday. I haven't had a chance to speak with Hunter or my client, or I've seen any discovery at all, Judge.
All right, here's the problem with Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez. Ramsey Gonzalez keeps violating his pretrial conditions. Is he in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
He is in custody, Judge.
All right, so we will recall it in a week, but everyone needs to be here. And what I'm going to do, that week reset, that's his plea deadline date, because Mr. Gonzalez, this has been going on since May 2020.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're calling it next week.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
there will be no further resets. There will be no further plea deadline dates. And I'm only extending a plea deadline date for you since you are brand new and you haven't seen anything. But after next week, the court will not extend a plea deadline. Mr. Gonzalez, could you unmute?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
After next week, you can hire whatever other attorneys you want to hire, but I will not extend the plea deadlines any further for you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor, and I apologize for this. I've been
No,
trying
I mean, no.
to take care of this case.
Here's the thing, Mr. Gonzalez, there's no need to apologize for me. This is America. This is a free country. If you want a jury trial, we will give you a jury trial. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
So, Norma, on Mr. Gonzalez, can we recall him for next week, the 26th?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Callahan, are you available on the 26th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ross Rodriguez, you're available on the 26th?
26, yes, Your Honor.
All right, there will be no further plea deadline dates issued.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor?
Yes.
My client was wanting to address the bond. He's remanded without bond right now. I don't know if Your Honor would reconsider placing back the $50,000 bond.
No. I mean, there's a reason why he's remanded without bond. And we've had Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez on several violation reports. And I think he has 5 violation reports for pretrial services. So no.
Your Honor, may I speak, please?
Your attorney probably does not want you to.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will address it with him when I go see him, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Did you want Mr.
Thank you, Your
Rodriguez and Mr. Callahan? Did you want Mr. Gonzalez to speak with me?
No, Your Honor.
There, so your attorneys are here. They're giving you advice. You can take it or not take it. All right, I'll see you all then. Norma, can you let them know that P31 can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Orta, who are you here for?
It's from a bond hearing from yesterday. I think we had agreed on 10,000, but the Hunter put it as reinstate his bond, and he had nice size. So we're asking the court, it's an Christopher Robles, it's a
All right, if
20.
y'all have an agreement on what you want the bond amount to be, if you all will send that agreement.
He
to me
sent
in
it
email.
yesterday, but it's a $10,000 bond and it's was sent yesterday,
No,
but it's.
the state, you all agreed for me to reinstate the bond. I cannot
but
reinstate his bond. So if you all have an agreement on a bond amount, if you'll send me that agreement and we'll go from there.
Hey, Judge, can I go into a breakout room with Mr. Orta, please, ma'am?
Yes. Mr. Orta, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And Mr. Callahan, if you have no one else with us, you are excused. Thank you for your patience. It's greatly appreciated.
Good to see you back.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. May I approach?
Yes.
Your Honor, we just finished paperwork with one of the defendants and they are asking me to go to another courtroom. So do you want me to wait or?
Who did you finish the paperwork on?
Defendant is Joel Acevedo, 2021 CR 0663. It's Joel Hernandez and the attorney is Acevedo.
All right. To the clerks, have you sworn in Mr. Hernandez?
Judge, I had sent you a chat if you can move him to the breakout room to get sworn in, Judge. But you were talking to Ross.
Mr. Hernandez, will you go to breakout room number 4, please?
Señor Hernández, váyase al cuarto que le van a poner ahí, que el cuarto número 1. Se llama Breakout Room 1. Váyase para allá, por favor. Your Honor, 4 or 1?
I sent you to number 4.
4, okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Anyone else ready?
Judge, I'm not ready. I do have something I need to ask you though.
Yes.
So my client, we're doing paperwork and we run into a hiccup, and that's that my client can't get into his Gmail. And my only concern with right now is timing. I have to be in Judge Mays's court, like actually in the courthouse at 12:30 today, to help with this technology thing she's doing. So I don't know what you want us to do, because I'm thinking we're running out of time here to get it done before noon.
Yeah. I'll help your client with technology.
Well, he just can't remember his Gmail. So what we're probably gonna have to have him do, Judge, it's also a sentence for time in the Bexar County Jail. So he would need to turn himself in anyway. Can we
Yes, so he can come to
tomorrow
court
morning and do
So
it?
have him come to court because this is the 4th setting.
Right, in person. Mhm.
Yes. So if he wants to come down, not if he wants, if this plea is going to take place, it's going to take place today, and he can drive down to the 187 District Court. We're on the 4th floor, 300 De La Rosa, and he can have his paperwork done there.
Okay, so I guess I'll just come from Judge Mays's court to your court at 1:30 then, Judge?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Juarez, you need to be in the 187 District Court at 2 o'clock. Anyone else ready?
I am, Your Honor.
Yes.
Judge, I have 2 people on your docket that were brought back just on motions for bond amendment of bond conditions, and I've conferred
Yes.
with David Martin on both of those.
Which cases?
Anthony Martinez.
Is Anthony Martinez, is that case indicted?
I don't believe so, Judge. It's still a nightmare, Judge.
All right, just one moment. Who is the other person other than Anthony Martinez?
Juan Arroyo, Judge.
All right, let's take up Juan Arroyo. Is there an agreement that's been reached on this or no?
Judge, I don't think the state is objecting. Mr. Arroyo actually entered a plea when you were out, when Judge Herr was in, but she ordered a PSI. The only thing he's requesting is a few hours on Saturday to be able to accomplish household duties that he can't do Monday through Friday. He's on GPS and he's not allowed to go out on the weekends. So going to the grocery store, going to the doctor, getting his car fixed, anything that people do on weekends, he can't do. The state recommended deferred on the plea that we did last week, Judge.
All right, State, do you have any objections to him going to different locations?
Judge, was this a family violence case?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I
David
believe-
Martin, Joe Ray Garcia, do you all have any objections to him being allowed to move about on Saturdays?
Judge, I apologize.
Yeah, no, yeah, Ray and I talked about that one. It's Arroyo, right? Is that
Yes.
what the guy's name was? Yeah. He's already pled and it's a rec of deferred. So yeah, as far as running some errands and doing whatever he needs on Saturday, if the court wants to just put some time restrictions on it, like from 10 to 4, 10 to 6, or whatever he needs, is fine.
Okay, I'll give you, he's asking from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, that was close. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. When is his PSI set?
I believe it's June 23rd when I looked it up.
Okay. June 23rd?
I believe so. I can double check, but that
Okay.
sounds right.
Let me just find your client on the docket. Just 1 second.
And it'll actually come up as, I think, a theft on the docket, but he pled to an assault second, I believe.
Okay. Brenda, do you see him on the docket?
Are we talking about Aurora?
Yes.
It's on the recall, the first page.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and it is June 23rd for the PSI.
All right, thank you. And then who is your other client?
Anthony Martinez, Judge, and David and I spoke about that one as well.
All right, do you have a cause number for that?
Yes, Judge. It's still at Night Meg also, 612-613.
And it's a motion for bond?
No, Judge, it's a motion to change from no contact to no harmful or injurious contact.
And is that agreed to or no?
I think David can answer that question, Judge.
David Martin?
612-613, right?
Yes.
Right. I looked it up and he's got prior assault cases. On this instance, we'll leave it up to the court, but the complainant has spoken with our office, and basically she's told us that they were actually going to counseling, but they've had to stop because of the no contact order.
All right, then we'll need to have a hearing on that. If you can come back on 2 at that, and if you want to have your the witness present, that would help the court make its decision.
2 o'clock today, Judge?
Yes, if the complainant is present. Just 1 moment. All right, James DeWiggins.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I think I need to talk to Tom again. I believe we have an agreement, but we have one thing we want to ask the court for, and I need to see if Tom would be in agreement with it.
All right, go to breakout room number 8.
Thank you.
Cecil Bain.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm back from, did I move? No. I'm back from a breakout room. They never brought my client in from the jail to go over paperwork. We called the.
Who's your client?
Yeah, Ray Gomez Beltran.
All right, I had sent him in the breakout room with you.
I was there for a while. Maybe I had left to go back to the other court.
Okay, let me see. Norma, can you see where Mr. Beltran is?
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna find your client. All right, who are the parties on Joel Hernandez?
Hunter Morris.
Interpreters.
All right, and
I'm present, Your Honor, Joseph Acevedo.
Ya van a llamar su caso, señor Hernández.
thank you. So I'm putting us on the Spanish, gonna put us on the proper channel.
Señor, Your Honor, it might, well, I have to explain to Mr. Hernandez all of the instructions.
Who's the prosecutor?
Hunter Morris, Judge.
Señor Hernández, ¿me escucha?
Yo escucho.
Just one moment. Yes, I can hear you. All right, thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 0663, State of Texas versus Joel.
Sir, I can hear.
Can you tell him to let them know that he needs to switch to Spanish channel? Yes, he needs to be switched to the Spanish channel, I believe.
No problem, ma'am.
Thank you.
Spanish and interpretation, English. There you go, sir.
All right, the court is
Sí, lo
calling
escucho.
2021 CR 0663, State of Texas versus Joel Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Hunter Morris for the state.
for the defense?
Joseph Acevedo.
And we have an interpreter here today.
Hold on,
Sir-
I can't hear Joseph. You need to go on English.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
And mute original audio.
Are you talking to me?
I still can't hear you.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test, test, test.
Are you able to hear him or no, Brenna?
No, I can't hear him.
I can hear you, Judge.
Hit
Can you hear me,
English
Judge?
and then mute original.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test, test, test.
Joseph,
Yes.
all right, hit. Do you see the globe at the bottom of the screen? That looks like the earth. You need to hit that and press English. And then click on where it says English and push mute original audio.
Don't see anything you're describing to me.
All right, go to the bottom of your screen.
I'm looking on the
Do
bottom.
you see a globe?
A what?
Do you see a globe?
No,
Do you see a globe?
no.
All right, what do you see at the
Move your
bottom of the
mouse.
screen?
On the iPad, I don't see,
Click on more.
okay.
All right, when you click on more, do you see a globe of the earth?
Yes, yes.
Click on that,
Okay,
select English.
done.
All right, and then click on it again. And do you see where it says mute original audio?
Yes.
Click on that. All right,
Okay.
now could you say something?
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
I still can't hear him.
So
We can't hear you.
Judge, can you hear me?
Let me see.
I clicked on English. I clicked on mute original audio. I clicked on the things you asked me to, Judge.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And Judge, the only thing about your instructions is it wasn't on my iPad where you were suggesting. It was up to the right.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
We're learning all different computers. All right, we're back on the record. We have an interpreter here, Sergio Cano. Mr. Cano, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God? All right. And are you Joel Hernandez?
Sí.
Mr. Hernandez, all the documentation we're going to speak about is in English. Did your attorney review that with you in Spanish?
Sí.
And Mr. Acevedo, are you able to speak Spanish?
I am, but I used an interpreter.
Okay. All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Judge.
Any
Your
objections
Honor.
from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review a document with your attorney entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conferencing? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Sí.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Acevedo, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I believe I received all the discovery. And yes, we went over it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, did you review a document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I can agree with state.
Sí.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated. That is a Class B misdemeanor, but the state is including an enhancement paragraph of 0.15 blood alcohol concentration or higher, making it a Class A, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review a document with your attorney entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions?
Sí.
Did you understand
Sí.
it and did you electronically sign
Sí.
it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on a driving while intoxicated 0.15 or higher? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is anywhere from 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Sí. Sí.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Sí.
Off the record for a moment, Mr. Rojas, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, a clerk will meet you there and swear you in. All right, Mr. Hernandez, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Sí.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement?
Sí.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
believe he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Sí.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, did you advise your client on the consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
We discussed it, yes.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
Yes.
Sí.
Do you believe that your client understands the immigration consequences of entering a plea?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez, did your attorney advise you of the consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
Sí.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
Sí.
Did you understand the consequences of entering a plea in this case as it relates to your immigration status?
Sí.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated, 0.15 or higher, 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, and there is no application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. Mr. Hernandez, did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Sí. Sí.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Subject to court approval, it is, Your Honor. And as of today, according to the clerk, he has 194 days.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Mr. Hernandez, did you sign the document where it is entitled waiver of appeal? Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand?
Sí.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Sí. Sí.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Hernandez, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, 0.15 or higher, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No me opongo.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offer states one of the attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Sí.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed those attachments and the court finds there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of driving while intoxicated, 0.15 or higher. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Only that we'd ask that the judgment be satisfied, Your Honor. He's got 194 days. Other than that, we'd ask that the court follow the plea agreement.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for time served. The court will so that the judgment is satisfied. Did you review a document with your attorney entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Sí.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Hernandez. We'll go off the record. Mr. Hernandez, do not drink and drive. You can kill yourself, you can kill other people.
Sí, ya no.
All right,
Sí,
thank
sí,
you,
gracias.
Mr. Cano, for your patience. You're excused.
Judge, this
All right,
is
thank
Rob
you.
Howard.
Norma, can you let them know that L1 can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are the parties on Orlando Rojas?
Sir.
I'm here, Judge. Raymond
Sir.
Martinez.
Who's the prosecutor?
That was David Martin, Judge.
Sir.
David Martin.
Judge, if he stepped out, I can step in.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, this is Officer West.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 10017, State of Texas. Excuse me. People are trying to make today a Monday. I'm not going to allow it to happen, though. Everyone put some patience in your pocket and put your fingers on the mute button and hit it. Mr. Rojas, are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yeah.
All right. If you could mute and unmute yourself for me, please. And also, that mask does no good as a chin strap unless you're trying to protect your beard. I don't know. All right, you may want to put that over your nose. Court is calling 2020 CR 10017, State of Texas versus Orlando Rojas. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Garcia.
For the defense?
Raymond Martinez.
And are you Mr. Rojas? Remember to unmute yourself. Are you Mr. Rojas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
Mr. Rojas, showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. To the clerks off the record, if you could go to breakout room number 6 and swear in Mr. Bustos, please.
Thank you, Judge. Yes.
We're back on the record. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with the client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rojas, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, it appears that you're going on count 2, but you're proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rojas, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes, ma'am.
did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on count 2, the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, court doesn't have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Rojas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation under count 2. Punishments to be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications. State will take in consideration County Court cause number 630014. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge, with the understanding the state is also waiving and abandoning the other counts of the indictment.
Yes. State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rojas, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court finds there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of the Class A misdemeanor of assault, bodily injury, married, and cohabitation. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we would just ask the court to give him credit for the time that he spent in the jail on this offense.
All right, and what are we doing about the contact with Lisa Gutierrez?
I don't believe that there is a protective order, Judge, that's going to extend past his cases. I do know that in the state's file, there was an indication from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office that she declined to prosecute on these cases.
Okay. Court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There is an affirmative finding of family violence. Take in consideration County Court cause number 630014. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. And also, Mr. Rojas, maybe your relationship with Ms. Gutierrez should be over, because it appears that you all don't go well together. That's why you're here. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Norma, can you let them know that CH2 can go back? Who are the parties on Bustos?
I am, Your Honor, Mike Hernandez. And we were with, I believe it was Marcus.
Is there a prosecutor available on Bustos? All right, who's handling Julio Bustos?
It was Marcus, I thought, Judge. That's who we were talking to. I was talking to. Who made the offer?
All right, is there anyone from Criminal Trial Division who can stand in?
I can, Judge. Tom.
All right.
Judge, can you put me in a room with Joe Ray Garcia so I can confer on my family violence case before you start?
Just one moment.
Thank you.
Judge, may I approach?
I don't think so.
No, just give me a moment. And Robert Maurer, if you go to number 2.
Thank you.
Court is calling 2019 CR 9657, State of Texas versus Julio Bustos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Tom Nisbet.
For the defense?
Miguel Hernandez for the defense.
And are you Julio Bustos? You need to unmute yourself, please.
Your
Are you,
attorney. Yes,
are
ma'am.
you Julio Bustos?
Yes,
We're proceeding
Judge.
by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any
None.
objections from the defense?
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Mr. Bustos, I'm showing you
All right, thank
entitled
you.
defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
Are you the same Julio Bustos who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 9657 for the offense of robbery on March 6, 2020 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Judge.
All right, state, Miguel, which cause are you? Does anyone know which allegation we're proceeding on?
I was just going to read number 5.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay. Condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Julio Bustos did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer in person or through virtual means, i.e. Zoom, for the months of November and December 2020 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Homeless, but true.
No, I'm not. No, here's the thing, Mr. Bustos. It's not my fault. It's not your attorney's fault. It's not the state's fault that you're at the Bexar County Jail.
I stole a hamburger.
I need you to
I got a
answer
robbery charge. I
true
stole a
or not
hamburger.
true.
Okay, I stole a hamburger. Gave her a robbery damn charge.
All right, so this is what we're
True.
gonna do. Norma? Norma?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was on the phone, Judge.
That's okay. Can you have them send 16B back, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Hernandez, we'll take your client up at another date.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Just one moment.
I just want to make sure you know I'm back.
Brina. See how much patience I have? See, I've just had to send somebody back for misbehaving, but people still come forward. So they know that I am patient. So just give me 1 second, Mr. Gomez. Norma, on Mr. Bustos, can you reset him in 30 days, please?
Yes, ma'am.
June 30th?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry,
All
I'm on
right.
the phone, Judge. Sorry.
All right, we'll come back on June 30th for Mr. Bustos. All right, Linda Corley, and then Mr. Gomez, I'll take you up. Yes, Linda Corley.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge. I am here. I just wanted to make sure you know that I'm here with my client and a complainant witness. There was a violation report, and I received an email yesterday late to sign in this morning. I'm sorry I was late, but I just saw it.
That's okay. Is there any way you can come back at 2? Because I promised Brenda that I'll always have her to take her break by 12:30. If you can come back at 2, that would be greatly appreciated.
I believe so. I don't know if our complainant witness will be available. May I check with her real quick? She's online.
Sure.
Carissa, will you be available to come to court at 2 o'clock?
Tell her just by Zoom.
Just by Zoom, not to the courthouse, just by Zoom. But you're muted. I can't hear you.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes,
All right,
thank you, Judge, so much.
Carissa. We appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
We will all be here at 2 o'clock. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Gomez, you wanted to speak with me?
Oh no, I break for a room and then officer told me that they were looking for me, and now I just wanted to make sure that you know that I'm back, that I didn't leave the.
All right, Mr. Gomez, let me see who is your attorney. It's Cecil Bain. Yes, we've been looking for you. Cecil Bain. All right. We're probably going to end up having to bring you back at 2 o'clock because I don't see Cecil Bain. So we'll take care of you today, though.
Thank you so much, Yana.
All right, just remain there and we'll see where everybody is.
So
Mr.
kind of
Wiggins.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. Vincent.
Yes, we have a potential agreement, but I wanted to approach the court about something before we enter it.
Yes.
The agreement is for him to go to SADF. However, he is being evicted and he wants to ask the court if he can get 30 days to clean out his house and then report
All
back
right,
to the
come
jail.
back in at 2 o'clock and I'll address that.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge,
Thank you.
can I announce on my case after I conferred with Joe Ray?
All right, just one moment. Mr. Simmons.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just inquiring as to the status on Mr. Villegas. I believe the court had told him he had to come to court. I was seeing if he had made it to the courtroom.
Yes, he's not in the courtroom yet. We'll see you back at 2.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Robert Mauer.
Judge, on Antonio Casablanca, it's going to be a jury trial.
All right, Mr. Casablanca, where are you?
I know he's there, Judge. I saw him on the.
Antonio Casablanca. You want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Casablanca, are you able to talk?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you want a jury trial?
Judge, is the state waiving juries to do bench trials?
Well, you'll have to discuss it with them. State, are you okay with a bench trial on Mr. Casablanca?
Who is he asking?
Sorry?
Judge, it's an ag assault. I don't think we can we?
Oh, if everybody agrees to do a bench trial, you can do a bench trial. I'm available for bench trials.
I don't think we'll agree on this one.
All right, state is saying no.
How sad.
So what I'll do, because I have
Well,
not
Robert, I
given-
don't know why you would. If the judge finds him guilty, she has to send him to prison.
I know.
She can't give him probation.
Well, that just tells you how confident I am in my case.
So this is what I'm going to do. So have you received all the discovery on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I haven't given him a plea deadline date before. So I'm going to give him a plea deadline date of May 28th so he can just come back and you guys can discuss by then whether or not it's bench trial or not. I know David said he can't agree to it on this one, but he may change his mind. So if you all will come back on May 28th by Zoom, that will be greatly appreciated.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. And he can log off as well?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Judge, I still have one Montes, an MTR from this morning. I was going to come back at 2 because I know we're getting to lunch hour and it was
Yes,
going
2 o'clock.
confer with my client, but it looks like they've taken him away.
All right, we'll come back at 2 o'clock.
Judge, Jim Oltersdorf.
Yes.
I was here in the morning. Well, I wasn't because anyway, I was asked to come back in because I didn't have an invite earlier. So here I am.
Who do you have?
John Perez.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Judge.
Criminal child division or family violence?
Family violence, Judge David Martin.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Well, no, we're here on a PSI, but it wasn't set. So I've been bumming around the courthouse.
All right, John Perez, is he in the courtroom?
He's in the hall, I think. He called
Yes,
me
he is,
earlier.
Your Honor. He's coming forward.
All right, thank you.
That's him.
Where's the camera?
Right there, the green light. You can see yourself from the top. You see yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, does anyone have a page that this is on, please?
It's not on the docket, Judge.
Judge, it didn't print out on the docket.
Well, I mean, could somebody bring me the file then?
It should be with you. Lupa took it to you, Judge. It should be there. It was pulled.
All right, James Oltersdorf, can you come back at 2 o'clock, please?
Judge, I won't be able to today. I'm sorry. I have some doctor stuff. And I also at 1:30, I'm going to be doing a county court 9 and then I leave immediately. But I can come back later in the week if you want me to, tomorrow or Friday or.
Yes, because here's my question. Was the psychological done? Did you have a question?
It was. I kind of mentioned that to Norma earlier. I've seen it and read it, and I didn't know if you'd received it. So I wanted to find out about that. I don't know if that's been forwarded to the court or not.
It has not been forwarded to the court.
I guess I won't be back.
I was thinking. I've been looking at math.
It's out there somewhere.
And to the state, do you have a copy of that as well?
No, I don't have a copy of that either.
Judge, we got a copy of it. We just got to put the password in.
Okay.
All right, we're going to recall this. Can you come back on Thursday? Can you come back Friday, maybe?
I can come back either day. It'll be fine. In the morning, though, I have some stuff each afternoon.
Okay, Mr. Perez, are you able to come back tomorrow morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and we will take this matter up.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for being understanding. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, this is Suzanne. I figure I'm going to be coming back at 2 to do the MTR plea of true on my client.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Judge, permission to speak?
Yes, who's speaking?
Sheldon Barnes. My lawyer is supposed to be Miss Suzanne Kramer.
Yes.
I've been wanting to speak with her since I've been incarcerated here since March 17th. Today was supposed to be my court date with her, and I have not been able to speak.
She will be back, and we'll have you back at 2, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
This is Orta.
Mr. Orta, I've received the motion, the agreed motion from Mr. Morris, which you all agreed to, and it will be put in the system today. Is there anything else other than that?
Ed Piker.
Mr. Orta, is there anything else other than that?
So it's set at 10,000?
What you all agreed to is what I'm setting it at.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Judge. That's it.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Piker.
Yes, ma'am. We worked out Victor Rodriguez Vasquez. Joe Ray sent me some paperwork. I'm going over it here. I understand you're calling people back at 2. If that's okay, we can do the plea then.
All right, thank you. Is your client in custody or in bond?
Custody.
All right, if your client is on the screen, I will allow him to stay here so you can go over paperwork with him.
Okay, can you check and see if he's there and we'll do it all. Then we'll be
All right.
ready at 2:00.
All right, and you said Robles?
No, Victor Rodriguez Vasquez.
He is not on the screen. Well, no, he's in number 7. I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
Okay, I haven't done the paperwork yet. I'm just getting ready to go over it. Then I'll send it back to you guys and then I guess you send it to him. Is that correct?
No, what will end up happening is it'll go to you and then it'll automatically go to the next person in line, which should probably be your client.
Okay, that'll be great.
So I'll send you to 7 if you'll let everyone know that your paperwork is done. And everyone, we got to sign off of Zoom. Everyone, appreciate your patience.